Hello, guys, and welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. This is another episode of Tool Tips. Tonight, I want to talk to you about this cool piece of equipment right here. This is called the Chopper. It's manufactured by a company called Northwest Shortline. If you're not in the model railroading hobby, you've probably never heard of this company or this tool. But this is a really, really handy tool that you should know about. It's called the Chopper for a very good reason. That's what it does. Basically, this arm here goes up and down, and mounted in here is a razor blade, just a standard single edge straight razor blade. So they're replaceable when they get dull. And what you do is you put your material in there that you want to cut and you chop it. That's not the coolest bit. The coolest bit is that it comes with these adjustable stops here with different angles on them. This is the one at 30 and 90 degrees. There's another one that's 45 that I have somehow misplaced, so I've made my own out of acrylic. But with these stops here, you can set this. What I usually do is I'll take a scale and put it here, and say I want to cut a bunch of pieces of material at 3/4 of an inch. I'll put my scale right there and move this up, the stop up until it hits it, tighten it down, and now I can take a piece of material like this is some 1/8 inch plastic styrene tube, and I'll just put it in there and chop it. I've got a perfect 3/4 inch piece, and if I need 10 or 15 or 20 of them or whatever, every single one is going to be exactly identical because I've set this stop here. So I get a whole bunch of pieces there. Like I said, you can cut pieces at angles. I'm putting this 45 in there. If I had a piece of material like this mat board here, and I want to cut a 45-degree angle on it, perfect 45-degree angle, perfectly clean, very nice clean cut. Cuts all kinds of materials. This is a piece of 1/16 inch basswood. I can throw that in there. Snaps right through it like butter. It's good for structural shapes. Like this is a piece of Plastruct L bracket. Put that in there. Cuts off a nice little short piece. Again, you can use a stop if you want to cut it to a specific length, or if you want to cut multiple pieces to specific lengths. It's just a really, really handy tool for any kind of model maker. Like I said, it's real popular in the model railroading crowd. I've been using these forever. There's a previous version of this. This is actually called the Chopper 2, which is funny because it only says the Chopper on here. The original version, the entire square piece was a piece of 1/8 inch masonite, something like MDF but a little denser. And every time you cut down, you were cutting into this masonite material, and it always got a bit of a groove in there. Same thing happens with this, but this is like a cutting mat. And when it starts to get really worn, you can rotate it 90 degrees, and you can do that, of course, 4 times. And if it gets completely worn out, you can take it out. If you have a normal cutting mat that you've picked up at the arts and crafts supply store or whatever, you can cut it out to this shape and drop it in there, and you'll be good to go again. So the only parts that wear out are the cutting mat, which is easy to replace, and the razor blades, which I said are just single edge straight razor blades, which you can buy in boxes of 100 for whatever they are, maybe $10 I think, and that's probably a lifetime supply on the Chopper. So I can't recommend this tool enough for anybody that does any kind of scratch building, working in things like styrene, woods, mat board. Of course, it's not going to cut anything. It's not going to cut brass, aluminum, anything like that. It's got to be a soft material. Pretty much anything that a straight razor can cut, this will cut and do a really, really nice job of it. Not only does it cut things, perfectly at an angle, when you get into slightly thicker materials and you start cutting with an X-Acto knife or something, you might cut the material, your blade might be angled a little bit one way or another, so the edge of the piece might not be perfectly 90. This comes straight down and makes a really nice clean cut. So This is a really cool tool. Like I said, I've had several of them throughout my career. This is the first chopper 2 that I've had. I've had a whole bunch of the older original choppers, and this is by far a lot better. And interestingly, both are still available, and both are about the same price, so I'm not sure why you would buy the other one. I'm finding this online for around 38 bucks, and it's worth every penny of it. I use it all the time, and I really couldn't live without it. Well, I mean, I could live without it. Just make life more difficult, and that's what these tools are about. These tools are about making your life a little easier in your model making, miniatures making, and whatever you're doing. So there you go. That is the chopper, and it does what it says on the tin, as they say. It chops. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope you get one and get some use out of it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and please share it with a friend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.